What is happening, traders? Little bit fucking last minute stream. I didn't think I was going to do one today, but we'll get straight into it. I'm looking a bit homeless. Take this off. Jesus. It's my birthday. Forgive me. Big 25 today, but we get to the fucking streams. We do them. Let's get straight into it. I mean, it's what we spoke about yesterday on the charts. I'm just getting my screen up now. What we spoke about yesterday on the charts, we're there. Okay. We're at that point where things could get interesting. Okay. That's what I'm trying to put into perspective for you guys today. We're in a very interesting area. Could we reject here? Are we in resistance? 1,000,000%. We're at resistance here. We're at the range value area high. You know, if you're trading the range, this is an area where you've got to be thinking about potentially taking shorts. If you are that swing trader, this is that area. Can you be long in here? Only on the scalps and the day trades, I would say, like literally only that. And it's got to be a good trader, because if you get caught offside here, either way it breaks. This could be a fucking big move, whichever way we go. Probabilities are to the upside. I stand by that. I stand by everything I've said. Where we are right now, the way that we're consolidating below the resistance or in the resistance, let's say, it's a good sign. But let's talk about, how we can trade it, where we can get into trades if the breakdown occurs and we do reject from this resistance. Where the confirmations, what levels can we think about, being, as confirmation for a price to reject from this region, because, it could come down and then fucking fly straight back up. You don't want to be trapped offside when it does that. So let's get into it. So pretty naked chart. Okay. We've got the important levels that I really want you guys to watch are the quarterly open. You can be seen here. The range value area high. This is the range from the start of March, big fixed range pull all the way to where we are now. This is the range value area high. The other important levels to have, them are the two key ones, okay? But the other ones to have your eyes on now, locally, I'm talking low time frame here, are areas such as this daily pivot and the 0.382. We got, very interestingly enough, so this gold pocket here is pulled from what was, the previous day high, okay? What occurred overnight? Well, we put in this high up at the range value area high, got an SFP. If you're trading the SFPs, great. If you're trading at that time, that's a pretty good time for an SFP to occur for the Americans. A bit late for me, but we'll go have a look at it. We go have a look at what occurred there. So we go to the footprint chart. You've got the high, and what occurred? Well, you came up. You had really good open interest up here. In this candle here, you got the confusing part here was the fact you had negative delta in this candle. This means there's a lot more aggressive shorts than there was longs, and the candle ended green. So this is the pain in the ass is it's a bullish sign, okay, when that occurs. But you're getting liquidations. This one here, where you really came up above the high, you were getting two finished auctions here, lots of positive delta, and a decrease in open interest. Now, the way that I would recommend you trade this is wait for some of this open interest increase that we had here to become trapped, or you wait for the back test of the level. So if you're looking at this dotted line that you can see here, this is effectively the high, okay? Effectively the high that was swept. You got a back test here and you trap some longs in that candle. So whether you entered, on the close of this candle here as the shorts won over, stop loss above the high, or you got the back test here, or you waited for breakdown of this level, simply marking out 70,900, something such as that, and said, as soon as we drop below this level, we're trapping all the longs that entered here, all the longs that, pretty much all the open interest that you've had coming into the market up at this high. It's a bit of a late reaction to the SFP, but it's a confirmation trade. You're trapping all them traders. It's perfectly valid. And you could have taken a fucking beautiful short. And where did you come down to on that short trade? Well, you came down to the 0.382. So when you get a bounce from a Fibonacci 0.382, what does that mean? Well, theoretically, it's a very bullish sign. If you're bouncing from the 0.382, the move up is very strong. So that's pulled from yesterday's low to the high that was yesterday's. And overnight, you bounce from the 0.382. That's a very bullish sign. You want to be seeing that things if you want things such as that, if you're wanting the trend to continue. So really, really interesting that was the region. Now, where am I going to tell you to long? if it's going to give us a little pullback here too long, well, the sticky thing is it is that region. Okay, it's the 0.382 sweeping that low and coming and tapping the day pivot. So the day pivot is a statistical target. Got to get that word right. There's a very high likelihood we do hit it each and every day. Does it mean we 100% have to? Fuck no. We can leave it. But if it came down to tapped it, swept this low, look at the open interest that we've had coming in up here, okay? Granted, not directly from the low, but from this point on, from as soon as the day opened, pretty much, you've had an increase of 3.6%, 3.7%. Okay, if you'd entered long here, where are you going to put your stop loss? Okay, maybe at the day low, maybe that's the Asia low. Could it be swept? 100%. That's a great sweep trade. Okay, you know what America's like. As soon as they open up, they like to take either the low or the high for the day. So we've got a high put in the London session, which for me is where my eyes are really heading towards. But if we're going to get a pullback initially in the New York session, why not come and take the fucking the Asia low? Very nice trade for us. Basic trade, simple SFP of this region here, and the target's the fucking London high. The amount of times that you see New York not let London have a high or low, it's insane amount. So the fact we've got the high in the London session, for me, it's just it's begging to be taken, to be honest with you. So yeah, areas I'm looking to take trades from. If we come down here, I think we're going to take out a lot of these traders that have come in here. So what are you looking for? You're going to be looking for a volume spike. You're going to be looking for, ideally an open interest drop, or open interest come in with a lot of negative delta, which is shorts, and then that becomes trapped. That's an easy trade. Or you want to see a really big volume spike on flat open interest and really negative delta, okay? And then that means positions have been changing hands. A load of longs have been closing out, and someone's just there with a limit order like, fucking give it to me. Send it to the all-time high, okay? If you see those things occur there, it's very basic. You don't really need the delta too, because you don't really need footprint charts, because you can get the CVD delta all on TradingView nowadays. So if you're getting a really big drop in delta, flat open interest, a big volume spike, you don't fucking need the footprint chart to see what I'm talking about. But it can occur here, and that could be a great trade. Let's talk about how far that is. It's almost $1,000 fucking $400. That's a 2% move from where we are now to the London high. And for me, if you're getting above this region, outside of a sweep, I'm not sure we're going to sweep it, to be honest with you. It very well could happen. It's always a potential trade, the SFP. But my God, if you live above this quarterly open for me, it's just it really is just a full send job. I'm really targeting that 73,000 region, and I just don't think you're going to stop there. So we're in a very interesting area. The way that I would recommend people trading is, if you're in the group and you know what the altcoin trading strategy is, trade that to get in longs in line with the trend. Simply look at SFPs from important lows and levels, whether it's the Asia low, whether it's the the low down here at the daily pivot. They're areas that I'm going to be looking to take trades from. Where is the confirmation if we start to lose this region and to maybe take shorts? I'm not saying don't take shorts. Fuck no. If you're given a good opportunity, like we were last night, like you have been this morning, the rejection from the quarterly open, take them trades, okay? Take them shorts, but take profits. Leave a little bit to run. You can always add on to a trade when you get a bit better confirmations, okay? And for me, where is that? Well, it's if we live below the day pivot, to be honest with you. If you start to, let me turn off the swing points and liquidity. It's just for the altcoin strategy. If you start to live below this region, if we come down and we take this low and then maybe put in something, let's preempt a gold pocket, okay? So you come down, you take this low, and then you're looking up again. Dog, don't stop barking, please. Badger, shush. Apologies for my dog. There's people in the corridor. So preempting a gold pocket is, imagine if you come and lose this low and then come up to the 0.382, the gold pocket, reject from that range point of control again, doing something like that, changing the market structure, putting in a lower low and then putting in a lower high. These are the confirmations that you're going to be looking for. And, living below this region, it's not a good look for price action. Well, for me, if you're expecting price to, continue up as drastically as I am. So, interesting area. That is just for like it still looks good, to be honest with you, until you really lose this region, until you're losing the weekly pivot, it still looks pretty good. But locally, on a local time frame, there would be my confirmations to think that we're going to probably get a pullback to regions such as this, because the open interest was really strong yesterday. I don't want to be seeing that get trapped, because then you're flipping the script from trapping the shorts to trapping the longs. That's when you can be expecting a pullback, but we're not in that situation yet. So when that occurs, we can talk about it. But right now, we're not in that situation, and probabilities do still lie to the upside. So yeah, I would be cautious with the shorts. Definitely be looking to take the shorts, because even with a small position size, if we catch something here, it can be a runner. But yeah, definitely be looking for the longs, and the longs for me are simple SFP trades. You don't really have to change the wheel to get into these trades. Just look for lows to be swept, and keep the risks small, and use market structure for your take profits, because it's this if you can get above this region, it really is going to look good. And I'm going to give you the idea for a breakout trade if it is to occur to the upside, because I'm not sure how many of you are in positions right now. Just quickly, if someone wants to throw 2 altcoins at me, I will look at 2 altcoins quickly. But I'm just going to talk about this breakout trade and how one can trade it. Okay. So this is using basic market structure. And we're going to talk through what you want to see in order to take a breakout trade. Okay. We can go into the footprint chart, but I'm going to go from strictly a market structure point of view on what you want to see in order to take a breakout trade. So 5-minute time frame is what I'm going to use. If you want to use a high time frame one, by all means, you can, but your risk is going to be more. You have to understand that. So the breakout trade is of this quarterly open. Okay. Now you've got 2 options. Either price comes up and gives you the back test. Okay. And that's your trade, the back test. And your stop loss, well, ideally price does something such as this. Okay. It comes up, it consolidates here for a bit, and then it breaks out. Okay. Whether you then get the back test as well or not, if you get consolidation here, your trade looks like this. Okay. You enter, stop loss goes here, target goes, to be honest with you, it's 73,000. Okay. Something like that. If you get this market structure where you consolidate just below it, that gives you your stop loss. Okay. If you get the back test without this consolidation, it becomes more difficult. So if this is the trade set up, this one on the left, not the one on the right, and you don't get a consolidation right below it, you do have to extend the stop loss a little bit, probably to wherever the low is previously. You have to be invalidated. I wouldn't keep it too close, because it can be a quick wick down. If you are entering on the back test and you get caught on a quick wick, you're going to kick yourself when it pumps back up. I would only use that when you have the consolidation there to give you support and resistance in that region. You want to see volume traded. You want to see positions entering the market, so you can look at that consolidation as there's going to be some support and resistance there. If you just kind of blast through, you lose that benefit. You're just hoping that the level holds. Okay. And I would be more cautious with my risk on that trade. So whether the stop loss is here on the consolidation or further away, it's still going to be the way that you breakout trade. And what do you want to see on that breakout trade? Well, volume. You want to see open interest increasing and not become trapped. If you have increasing open interest as you break through, you want to see decreasing open interest as you come down and test the level. And then you want to see a nice reaction at the level, with volume then increasing and pushing price away, with open interest increasing again. Okay, so you'd want to see decreasing when it comes down, increasing as it breaks through. Same as the delta. You want to see really positive delta, really high volume as you break through the level. And if you are getting that back test, you want to see it pretty fizzle out as you come back to back test the levels. So that would be the way to trade this if you are wanting to breakout trade this region. Super interesting, what's going to occur here, whether we do get above that quarterly open. All-time highs are on the cards. I see BNB and let me make sure I'm getting the first ones. BNB and FET. I can look at PYTH as well. I'll do them quickly. So let's go and have a look. I'm going to put YouTube. What are we doing? FET first. Oh, I do think I looked at this one a few times. Okay, let's get this one up here. Yeah, that's Bitcoin. Hopefully you guys understood that and can follow along with the analysis. I don't think I'm going anywhere too drastic with it that it's going to confuse you guys. Okay, so FET is pretty range bound, if you ask me. You've got pretty much the same kind of range since March as Bitcoin. You've got your upper range here, lower end range here. You've got to mark out basic support and resistance. What you're going to do, what we're going to do, maybe something like this, and say this is your region to live above or live below. You can see that you've tried to live above it here, tried again here, failed, back tested, failed to break through, came above. Did you back test there? Yeah, back tested here, back tested there. So could you move this to 2.4? I wouldn't. I don't see the need, actually. I quite like that line, actually, quite a bit. That is definitely a good line to watch. Basic support and resistance, guys, okay? It's also your 0.5. Okay. It's your 0.5 from the high, is that last week? Alerts. It is. Oh, previous month. Okay. Previous week's just there. Okie dokie. I mean, that is definitely a potential short trade. I want the 2 hour here. So rejection from that region, 0.5 from the previous month to the current low. Very clear basic support and resistance level. Okay. Live above that. I'd be cautious of the gold pocket, but maybe you get, move into the gold pocket, rejection, bounce from that level, and then can go and take the previous month high for sure. But let's look at let me hide this for now. It's unnecessary. I mean, let's do this. Pull it from about here, okay. Interesting. Yeah, you're kind of at the range point of control now. It's at the month pivot. I mean, very easily could be resistance here. You've got quite a bit of resistance above you, is what I want to say on this coin on FET. Does it look good? I mean, you've put in a higher high here, potentially putting in a higher low here from a market structure standpoint. If I hide this, it makes it a bit cleaner. Okay, you can see what I'm on about here. You're trying to change the market structure. There's your low, there's your high, high low, high high. Okay, high low. If you can get above this region here, 2.373, I mean, I'd be expecting something like this, but that's what you're going to be looking for to come up high. If you're looking bullish on this, or you're wanting it to be bullish, you've got to get above that 2.3733 level. To be honest with you, that's the level to get above and hold, because you can see that once you've got above it, if you've been able to hold it as support, it's always offered trades. Even here you could have longed and targeted the highs. It's always offered trades. Here you wouldn't have been able to get to the high again. But the back tests of this region have been pretty good. So I would definitely be watching this level undoubtedly. Whether you reject from it or not is the question. I can't tell you that until we get there. Now, open interest, for those that have watched, got a task for you. I put an option strike on this. Dash is right next. I need to be. And Dash. I can look at it. My problem is I don't have the best tool in the world for gauging volatility, and that is open interest. So I will take a look, and we can go off market structure to see if it's a viable, a vibe, if it's looking good. But without open interest, I can't really confirm it. So I do apologize. But yeah, if I'm looking locally at this, so this idea on FET is a high time frame idea, okay, of coming up and taking care. It's not going to happen overnight. You've got quite a bit of work to get into. You've got to get above this region. This region is definitely a tradable short region. If you get above it, it's a tradable long region. Okay, that's the way to look at this region. But if I'm going from mid-May, from this high, you're in a downtrend. Okay, you're failing to make higher highs. You're continuing to make lower lows on a local time frame. Maybe you're trying to change it really. Start of this week. Okay, maybe trying to put in that uptrend. For sure, you could. You've got to get above the monthly pivot. You've got to get above this point of control. You have to then want to test this region. But you're coming up to a lot of resistance. Slow moves like to continue in that direction. I mean, look at the typical lows that we get on this asset. Okay, the typical lows are really big wicks. Even here, we've got a bigger wick than what we have now. Here's not too big, but it's all bigger than what we've got in this position. Let me turn off this path. This isn't a big volume spike. This isn't a big wick. This isn't a good low. Okay, it's not a good low. So. High time frame, I'd say you look okay if you can get above this region, but low time frame, thinking about it from mid-May, I don't think the low is in. Okay, personally. So high time frame looks okay. I'm talking maybe not on the daily, but 4-hour market structure looks okay. But if you're going to go anything lower than I'm talking maybe 2 hours and below, it isn't looking good. It is what I would say here. So probabilistically, I would say that I would look for shorts on this asset because of the downtrend that you're in now until levels can be regained. Okay, you're not going to catch the low. Okay, I'm going to absolutely ruin your trade from $2.2 to 2.8. Okay, you're going to get in almost 0.2 later than if you just bought now from following my ideas. But looking at this, I would say that the probabilities do like the downside locally until you regain that level. Once you regain that level, and then you can readjust it and take the position. Similar to what we spoke about on Bitcoin with the breakout trade, you can do the exact same thing here. Okay, so that is what I would be putting down on FET. What else did I say? I said BNB. Hopefully you understood that, fresheners. Hopefully you're with me on that idea, and hopefully it makes sense. But you can see here, like the open interest has been increasing with this downtrend. Okay, 35%. Fuck, that's a lot of open interest. And are you above or below the most of it? I mean, let's try and say what we're above. You're kind of in the midway point. So the reason that my ideas for you on the best is because this also adds to it. You've got 36% increase, and you're above 15 or above a bit more, but below 15 as well. So for me, it's kind of like this could go either way. But going off market structure, I do stand by what I've said a minute ago. So BNB, let's talk that one. Let's go here. I don't think I've built a chart on this ever. I mean, straight up, open interest is phenomenal. Really good open interest. What's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's coming down a little bit. Okie dokie. Open interest is really good. Now, the good thing about open interest being this strong in a move up is you would expect it to continue. until you start to flip the script and trap the longs. Okay, so right now, looking at this, there is far more shorts trapped up in this move than there is longs. So, may the short squeeze continue. If I zoom out and look at some highs and lows, I can try and analyze how good the short squeezes typically are on this. It's not too good there. You're always getting open interest increases, it seems, towards the highs. And it's one of the things that you notice time and time again on some altcoins is typically when you come to the highs, you are getting open interest increases as people become interested. This one here is not too bad, actually, where you have it fall off and then price kind of range bound as traders find their feet with it. It doesn't help us too much right now. So let me talk about this. Is this the all-time highs now? Yeah, it's at all-time highs. Wow, okay. So with it being at all-time highs, okay, you have to, the one level of importance is this level here, okay? The old all-time high. If you can not zoom me out all the way, that'd be great. You have to have your eyes on this level, okay? 692, 6929. Because above this level, you're in price discovery. You can use Fibonacci pulls to find your targets. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of that. You'd have to come into the group and ask Magic to pull them because he's the best at it. He's the one that called out 73,500 and fucking smashed that on Bitcoin. I must admit it is a flaw of mine to not know how to use the fib pulls to get them levels. I'm working on it, but I've got other things that I'm trying to build strats on prior to that. It's not too important. I don't like talking about astrology for men, so I'm ignoring it somewhat. But yeah, for me, definitely the level to hold is this. Now, what can we do in order to, think is price going to dump or not? I mean, it looks like it came absolutely straight through the gold pocket there. Definitely could have taken a short there. That is a perfectly valid short. Simply look at the open interest at that region. You can see that we had a big green open interest candle there. And in the next candle, you trapped it. So that's an SFP of this region, okay? You come above the high, close below it, and you have trapped traders in that region. That is a perfectly valid short if anyone is taking trades using the SFPs and open interest. Absolutely stellar short to take. You've trapped traders. Where do you look for once you've trapped them traders? Well, you look for where them traders are going to have their stop losses. The initial target will be, where the fuck is this? Turn the magnet off. Initial target's going to be here, okay? Come below this low. Second target's going to be here, come below that low. Third target, we're going to be testing this region here. So they're all TP areas that you're going to be looking for because you're looking to take out those traders that have entered at the top there and become trapped. That's literally all you're looking for, is places where their stop losses are going to be. So that's a perfectly valid SFP trade, okay? It was kind of in a gold pocket, so you can kind of be thinking, this is an area I want to take a trade from. When you get your entry trigger, which is them trap traders, take that fucking trade, take that money, okay? That's what you're going to be looking for in that region. So for now, I would say, even though you can intraday trade this and take shorts, you are above the all-time high, or the old all-time high. No, you are in price discovery. I didn't mean to delete that. I want to delete the brush. You're in price discovery effectively. Open interest is really good. Where can we look to take longs? Because if we're using the altcoin strategy of bullish trend or big trend, big open interest. So I'm just reading your messages, Ken. If you see a bullish trend, or it can be a trend in any direction, you see it strong with open interest, you're looking for SFPs to take out some traders, but to get in line with that trade. So, just straight off the bat, what are we looking for here? Well, we've got multiple lows, that we can look for SFPs in. This one here is already played out. If I can do this here, I turn the magnet off. I'm like, why is the magnet not working? There you go. So this one here, this is a great long. You've come below the low. You've got closures above it. You take that long. Dog, shut the fuck up. Could you have taken profits after 1%? By all means. What's stopping you? What's stopping you from taking profits after 1%? Absolutely nothing. Especially if you're day trading, that's a great trade. But that one's already occurred. So the lows that I would look for to be swept now are, this one here. Maybe come back and back test that old all-time high. Okay, come back, test it. Similar to what we were doing on, it was on Audi. We spoke about this one some time ago. This one's fucking mooned. I need to update the chart, but came back and back tested. Oh God, swing points and liquidity. Get off my screen. You broke through this level, came back and back tested it perfectly. It was such a key region of, it was old resistance from a whole massive range that Audi was in. What did it do? Well, came back and back tested it fucking perfectly. Why can't that happen on BNB? It very well can. So if you're going to come back and back test the old all-time high, there's a very bullish sign if it gets a wiggle on from there. So that's definitely the region that I would have my eyes on to be looking to long here. Now, the stop loss becomes a difficult component of this trade, because are you going to put it just below the all-time high? Are you going to try and put it down here? It's quite far away. Okay. I always think the SFP is the best way to trade stuff like this, because it gives you a stop loss, it gives you an entry. You're not setting a limit order and thinking, I'm just going to put it $100 below, or $50, or 1%, 2%, whatever. Definitely wait for the SFP setup to get in line with this trade. But this is where I'd be saying to long. I wouldn't be telling you to long here. To definitely look for them SFPs. Even though this looks bullish and it can continue up, you've got to have a trading plan. You can't just be thinking, it looks like it's going to go up, I'm going to fucking trade that it's going to go up. You're just kind of asking for it at that point. It's much safer to have a trade set up, a trade plan, and stick to that. If it doesn't happen, move on to the next fucking coin, or be patient and it'll come. They always come. So that's all you've got to do. But yeah, BNB looks very good. I can't talk about price targets, but it looks good to continue. Where would I become worried? Well, if price loses at that old all-time high and you start to backtest it and close below it, would be where I would be a bit concerned about. Okay, if you close below it, similar, flip the script on what we're talking about. If you do something like this, come back up, backtest it, something like that. Yeah, I'd be thinking probably gonna shit the bed and get a nice pullback, because how far could this thing pull back? How big is this fucking move? It's pretty fucking big. Do you know what I mean? It's what's that? What is this move up? Let's go simply from yesterday. Come on, you thick bastard. 10%. Yeah, it's a pretty solid move up. And at what point do you trap the majority of open interest? You've got quite a way to go before you trap a lot of the open interest. But the early onset signs of losing that old all-time high, you can't ignore them. You can't ignore them in the market structure wise, if you are expecting price to continue. And you're not going to have too much support. I'm on the 4 hour here. Let me look at the 30-minute. Maybe around here. This area is definitely going to be support and resistance. Okay, draw a box on here. This little range has got a good chance of being support and resistance. This here, this around the day pivot has likelihood. If I was to take a short, I'd be definitely taking profits around here. You can see that open interest increases in this region. It's range bound for a little bit. Pretty good volume, to be honest with you. Maybe this area, but I wouldn't be too concerned about it. But that's going to be a fucking order block for the ICT faggots among us. There's an order block for you on the 30-minute time frame. If you trade them, good for you. But yeah, that's going to be one there. But yeah, there would be there's going to be some support, but I think the fact of changing the market structure at that point would be a concern. So yeah, but until you lose this region, it looks pretty fucking good. Hopefully, you guys are with me on that one. You understood. And now we're going to look at PYTH. I can't believe I say 2. I'm looking at fucking 4. Spell that wrong. What is it? PYTH. PYTH. Daft bastard. Okie dokie. I have lines on my chart. Where the fuck are they from? When did I look at this coin? Obviously, when it was around here somewhere. Obviously, you must have just had this move up. Yeah, because that's not pulled the whole way, and I was expecting a retrace to 0.382. Did you fucking get it? No, you did not. Bastard. And why is this line on the chart? Well, you're at the line now. Probably a similar thing to what we were talking about on what were we talking about a minute ago on FET, where you get above it, things are going to look good. I mean, this open interest is fucking insane. I mean, they definitely scaled out of the short here. You know, a lot of the positions have been taken out there, but you know, locally, if I ignore this region here, that big open interest increases, it looks okay. You know, you've got your good low. This is a good low. This is what you can look at and think, okay, you know, this is a good low. You've also trapped a load of traders in this big wick. You know, granted, the volume isn't at the low, but big wicks are so nice to see. You know, it just means that you've completely exhausted one side, and then the buyers in this instance have really been able to pull price quite far back up. So looking at this now, I mean, I think you even come down to the gold pocket there if my eyes aren't deceiving me. No, they're not. Okay. It's great when you can just nakedly see gold pockets. Look at that. Okay. Super simple. I mean, don't need much going on. Can be traded as an SFP. Granted, you might have got taken out the first time, but over here on Friday, I'm on the 4 hour here. You could definitely be taking some of these trades. You know, think of that. SFP there. Oh shit. As soon as you SFP it, you know, 1, 2, okay, usually that's taken out here, but 1, 2, definitely the back test of the level here. You can take a long all day and, you know, perfectly valid trade. Open interest looks really good with this move up. If you can get back above this 466 region and hold it, yeah, sure. I mean, your target's going to be $5, 50 cents and to come up and take this region. Let me just pop on this. Where is the previous month high? It's going to be quite high up, is it? Yeah, because what you've got now is you've got a good low, you've got your high, you've got a higher low. Open interest is good. Why would you not expect a higher high again? So to change this really big downtrend that you've been having, it's putting in the wheels, you know, the wheels are in motion to change that market structure, to push price higher, to change it and start looking at some higher targets. Get above this region. I'm very convinced that you're going to take 50 cents and 43, whatever the fuck it is. And then the target's going to be the previous month high. And after that, your target's going to be the April high, I think, or not quite the April high, but this fucking region here. Yeah, fuck it, 0.5, you know? So this coin Python, whatever the fuck it is, Python, what is it called? Doesn't matter. It's called I Don't Give a Shit, to be honest with you. So it looks pretty good. The market structure's changing. It looks pretty good to push up higher. Where would I say that it doesn't look any good to push up higher? Probably if you start losing the weekly open, lose this low again, you're probably going to be targeting this low, the previous month's low. And at that point, you might as well come and test the year open. But from where it is now, I'm expecting higher prices. Can I give you a trade setup on this? Difficult question. Short for me is here. Simple trade, SFP has to be. Not going to be gold pocket around this region, I don't think. Yeah, you kind of at it now. I really want to be taking a short in this region. You're in an area where if it gets above, it's going to look good. If it rejects it, this isn't a trend into a gold pocket that I want to trade against. Okay, you've got strong open interest, volumes increasing overall with the trend. It's always a pain in the ass to read volume with the trend, but overall it is increasing with this trend. So you've got a strong trend. Do you want to fight a strong trend? No is the answer. It's not a fucking smart thing to do. So I think this looks good. I'm not going to tell you to short here. The short for me is higher. It just makes sense. If you can long, where can we long this? Let's try and find a long. There's a good open interest here, but that would mean a test of the day open. That could be a nice trade. I know it's not ideal because it's a bit of a pullback. That could be a nice long. Test of the day open, sweeping these highs. It's taking out the impulse of longs here. I always fucking hate the fact that most of my trades are SFPs, but they're just so fucking good. To be honest, I don't really give a shit, but they are so good. But yeah, back test of the day open, so I'm going to call that one, so I can try and get away with hiding an SFP in there with a day open back test. But if you do something like this from here, you get a back above this region. I'd like a back test, and what you're going to do is you're going to long here. Okay. And if this is the low that you've got now, that's your stop loss, okay? You can use this one. You can use this one. First target's this high here. Granted, risk to rewards ass. But, ultimately the target, that's your main target. And this thing here where you're taking profit at what is currently the day high, you're taking profits there. You're going to move your stop loss to entry. So you've taken some money out of the market and you're leaving some to ride. And the ride is almost 8%. So that's how you're going to trade this from now. So the short is from higher. If you want me to give you the level to trade, it's down at the day open. It's a bit far away. But if you're willing to be patient and allow the back test to come, this is the better setup here. And this is why I'd recommend you guys to trade on this asset. So yeah, I think that's the better trade here. Now, the last request was something called fucking Dash. It's a stock. So let's have a look at that. I think it's Dash. DoorDash. I'm going to guess you're on about DoorDash. And we're going to look at DoorDash. Okie dokie. So the question is this. Got a task for you. I put an option with a strike of 113 on Dash expiring next week. I need it to be below 11 or 111 by then. Could you look at it before me? I know it's a stock. So the target, okay, he needs it below this region here. Play a little fucking game. Okay, that's the level we want it below. Let's work out what we think. What is it? Strike at 113. So is that if it hits 113, you're out, yeah? Done. Gone. I think that's how options work. Let's put that on it for fun as well. Shits and giggles. Okie dokie. So let me hide this for now because I don't care about it. No open interest. I cry every time. You're in a downtrend. I'll give you that. You're in a downtrend. You've swept a good low. Okay. You did this on Friday last week. And you've held it since, okay? Let's put on some shit like this. See if you can see where the point controls are and stuff. Okay. So if this is where you're getting out of the trade 100% at 113, you're going to have some resistance prior. Okay, you've got point of control, point of control, point of control. You know, there's going to be a lot of volume resistance just below your strike rate. Volume is decreasing. You can be somewhat grateful for that, but you are making an uptrend. The thing is, if it's below here for where you get paid, you know, any pullback would be beneficial to you. How long you've got? I got until next week. If it's next week Friday, I'm not too sure. But if it is in the next few days, I think it's very valid to think that at some point this is going to pull back. Gold pocket 0.5. That 1095 region is this previous day point of control 0.5 from the low from Friday. This is going to be support. Okay, this region. This is going to be support. I don't like the fact that you've broken through the gold pocket. You know, you've lingered at it. So a cool tip for those that trade gold pockets: no reaction at a gold pocket is, well, in this instance, it's bullish. So if you don't reject from a gold pocket and you consolidate by the gold pocket, it's a bullish sign. You've come into the gold pocket from this previous week. Yeah, this is the previous week high. Yeah, previous week high to previous week low. You've come into the gold pocket and not rejected. So that's a bullish sign, which isn't in your favor. You would have wanted it to really reject hard from this region. You've definitely got resistance here, though. So that's a good sign. You have got some resistance. And you know, on... Oh my God, look at the bait EMA, how fucking clean that is. So this EMA is like the 4 hour, I think it's the 7 or 50 or 4 hour 21, something like that. Look how clean this EMA is for taking trades on this asset. If you're simply shorting when you hit it, short there, short there, short there, it's fucking to the dollar today. Phenomenal. Ass there, but nice long there. Okay. Nice long there. Short, you got to go wrecked there. Definitely a cool EMA to be watching on this asset. So yeah, I think you're going to be in the shitter if you get above this EMA and above that range point of control. Do I think it's likely that you're going to get, you know, hit? You are in an uptrend locally, you know, really locally. High time frame. If you can, it depends if it closes out as soon as it hits this region. If it closes out as soon as it gets there, yeah, ass. But if it can, you know, live above this region and you're not closed down the option, I'm not too sure how it works. Potentially, you might get off scot-free. Where is the previous week? Let's look at this one. Yeah, look, previous week point of control is there as well. Yeah, look, you've got the resistance here. The next resistance, if it is going to break through what is currently the current day high, is definitely there. I think very well you could see a rejection there. I think very well, but for me to be comforted in your options trade, I would really want the day open to be lost. I think then you're going to be pretty good. Lose the day open. To be honest, the month open would be ideal. Lose that region, you're going to be coming down to here. You just got a bit of support. You need to fucking lose some regions. To be honest with you, because you see the uptrend that you're in. You know, it's now taken the high. Where it comes down to is the question. You've got a lot of support. You've got the day open, month open, week open, gold pocket, previous day low. You know, all these regions it could act as support. You need to see it start to change that script. I break even at 13 by expiry. Hold it then. If you break even at 113, I think hold it, because even if it goes above, you've got some nice highs here. It could very easily sweep this region, but this is just going to be so much resistance. The amount of volume that you've had there, this is definitely going to be resistance by all means. Not even just the previous week point of control, but the previous week point of control. There's a lot of volume in this region. There's going to be a lot of SR, so support and resistance. There's going to be a lot of resistance there. It's a big level. So I think you'll be okay. Whether it closes below $11, you need to see the market structure change. I'm on the 15-minute time frame here. Since Friday, you need to see that market structure change. You need to start seeing lower highs be put in and lower lows. So taking this low here, losing the day open, maybe putting in a lower high around where your $11 111 is, and then continuing on down. So be cautious of the market structure, but I think if you're okay at break even to 113, I think you'll be fine, to be honest with you. So hopefully that's all good, and you're with me on that one. But yeah, cool. I quite like thinking of options and is it going to close here or not. I think is it Durbit where you can trade them for or Python where you can trade them for altcoins and stuff, Bitcoin in particular. I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to get into, but need to look into it. Anyway, I've been streaming for an hour. I need to get off. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Quite a good turnout today. So yeah, see you tomorrow, peeps.